we talk about it, the more I think that I do hate the Bassetts, and I hate the school, and the way that it supports the Bassetts.
Schools.
But I think that my problem with the book is not actually about Frankie. I do trust that Frankie's going to get there. I think she's powerful. I think she's awesome. I think she's going to be an awesome adult. I think she's going to be an awesome young woman. Mm-hmm. I think she's already an awesome young woman. She just has a lot to learn. I think a lot of it is deep, deep rage that Matthew and the other men in privilege, and even Porter, are never going to figure out what they did wrong. And they don't care, and they don't need to care, and they're never going to get it, and no one's going to make them get it. And I'm so angry at the system for letting them
And I feel like
win.
There's this kind of, because we know so much about Frankie, and we know the one skill at school that we know Frankie has above all other things is her debate skills and her convincing people skills. And the way that she, as a freshman, convinces the entire debate club to join the Geek Conglomerate, and the way that debate is the one thing that's constantly held up. She has all those skills, she has all of these arguments ready, and yet she can't convince them, hey, feminism, it's important. And if she can't do it, no one else is going to. Like, especially because, like you said, she's held up as different from other girls.
Right.
She's held up as the exception. And if even the exception can't be successful in teaching them, it's part of, like, how, I was about to say dystopian, which is completely inaccurate because it's a realistic book, but, like...
It's very realistic.
There's no hope in really shaking up that power structure, you're saying.
See,
Right.
I at the end of the book, so I mean, I don't imagine, of course I don't imagine a complete reversal of, the Bassetts or the school or whatever, but I feel like this is a book that at the end, on the last page, there is already, I'm not saying an actual sequel, there is the sequel is already playing out. I see it in my mind, like, it's 4 years later, and Frankie is a sophomore at Harvard, and what is she going to do different this time? Like, how is it going to work this time? And maybe Alpha is a senior, and and Matthew, maybe who knows, or it's they're clones, whatever. So, I mean, I do see the hope, and I feel like this is the book that is setting Frankie up to do something enormous.
And here's where I think, I'm going to say, my reading is real and legitimate, but I think I'm making a mistake as a reader. I am making the mistake that Frankie makes, which is I'm empowering Matthew too much. By caring about Matthew being educated, by being so angry that Matthew is not learning, that overpowers my faith in Frankie. Because I do have faith in Frankie. I think she's going to be awesome at Harvard. I think she's going to be a CEO or a senator. I think she's going to go off and she's going to go to Harvard, and then she's going to go to law school somewhere or business school somewhere. She's going to be a senator. She's going to be a CEO. Like, she's going to enter the master's house and use the master's tools and kick butt and be incredibly cool. And yet, I can't even see that because I'm so cranky at Matthew also winning.
He's not worth it.
I know.
He's not worth all this emotion. Like...
And this is what I kept telling Frankie as I read, and yet I'm angry at him.
Yeah.
I think that really is in discussing it, that really is the difference in how we're all reading it. Because it seems like we all have basically the same point of view on everything, except is the ending a satisfying feminist ending or not? And...
I think Rebecca differs.
I don't feel differently about the ending than the rest of the book.
Okay.
I felt more frustrated as a feminist reading the book than satisfied. If we're picking a very general thing, of course I feel it's very, very kinda. I see feminist moments and unfeminist moments and whatever. And I find the book to be having some fights with itself. But if I have to, in a very general way, simplify my feeling, I was more frustrated with the book as a feminist than satisfied. It's not about the ending, it's about the book overall.
Okay.
I think I'm just so excited about all the different ways you can think about it and all the different interpretations you can have that just love that so much, and that to me feels like all that really matters. But I also have to say that I can't explain it, but I am very satisfied with this book as a feminist.
Yeah.